What's up, Crystals? It's your girl Jade, and as you read by the title, today's video is gonna be me talking with y'all about my post grad journey. I actually came to the park because I was like, it's a pretty day. Like I could come write in my journal like on some cool stuff because I don't really get a chance to do stuff like that anymore. Even though like the park is like literally right by where I stay, so I walk here to exercise all the time. I was like, I really don't just sit down and journal. But then I remember one of my homegirls, Leah, I had posted and asked it corner now asked for suggestions on videos I can do, and she was like, talk about your post grad journey and like basically like how it's been. So I touched on it a little bit in my last video, but this video is going to be like a more in-depth like story time of like how life's been, like basically just an update. So let's get into it. And y'all, I don't like how I look bald because my little bun is so cute over here, but like anywho, let's just get into it. Okay, so boom, don't start that, bugs. I want to be outside, but I don't want to. All right. Anywho, we have to start off with how life was looking right before I graduated. So I had just got out of a tumultuous relationship. Most of the people that I had got close to in college, I was no longer friends with because I just felt like God was leading me to not have people like that in my life, like to stop holding on to the people that I knew for a fact weren't going to be able to elevate with me because of like just where they were, not only in their spiritual journey, but the way they love themselves. Like I just got to a point where I was tired of being around people that did not value themselves, not even as a human being, but like just as a child of God. Like you have to have some kind of morals and respect for yourself. Not shaming anybody because everybody has their own journey. It just wasn't aligning for me. So that was already hard in itself because I had a hard time with the fact like so many people were telling me they were going to show up to my graduation and oh girl, I'm so excited for you, this and that. And don't get me wrong, they sent the bread. Like, hold on, y'all, this spider finna go on my backpack. So boom, a whole lot of people were sending the bread, but I wasn't worried about the bread because like, and I don't know, cocky stuff, but like you getting refunds in school and stuff like that. I knew how to save my money and I knew how to make sure that I had enough to last me. So like I wasn't really worried about the money. I wanted to support and to feel like the people around me just like really care for me and love me and wanted to be there. You get what I'm saying? Like so that was hard in itself. But one thing I can say is like shout out to Leah. I thank God for her because God placed her in my life at like such a vulnerable time, like where I really didn't feel like I had many friends that supported me or like saw me fully for me. But God works in mysterious ways because when it came down to my graduation, me and Leo actually graduated at the same time, so that was cool in itself. And also God brought a lot of my friends from high school and like elementary school back into my life to where we could be close. So like really, I feel like I lost everything in the moment friend wise because I really didn't have people around me. And don't get me wrong, I've never had a problem with being alone. It's just being in college, you see so many different friend groups and you see these orgs and you see all these people that look like they have their people when in reality, not trying to hate, but things aren't always how they seem. And just because this person is close doesn't mean this person doesn't feel left out and this and that. Like it's just a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes with friendships. And it's like I wouldn't say I was envying it, but I wanted something similar, but that just wasn't in the cards for me. So that's kind of how life was going before graduation. Now let's get into like post grad. Okay, so boom. As y'all may know, because I vlogged and everything like that, I graduated in December of 2024. I also met my girlfriend at the end of December. Yeah, like literally right after I graduated, I met my girlfriend. So we just vibing. I'm getting to know her and loving it or whatever. It was just such a fresh new start for me. So like I was really messing with that. Um Anywho, I just always gotta add my girlfriend because that didn't have nothing to do with it. But long story short, I was depressed, y'all. Like I was very depressed just simply because of the fact I knew I was gonna have to go back to school in order to do what I genuinely wanted to do, but at the same time I didn't know where I wanted to get my master's. I didn't know if I was gonna have enough money to fund getting my master's. I didn't know, like I just didn't know, y'all. Like to be real, I don't know a lot of people in my family that have their masters or anything higher than that to where I could just like reach out and be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. So I finally looked on Louisiana Tech's website for their graduate programs, and I applied for the counseling psychology program because Y'all may not know, but my main goal is to either be a family or a marriage counselor. So I was like, oh, this would be perfect. Wrote my little statement of purpose, like why I wanted to do it. I got the letters of recommendation, like basically just did everything I needed to do, and then I didn't get in. That was very heartbreaking for me because, like I said in my last video, I literally did some dual enrollment classes through tech in high school. So I already had gotten into tech my senior year of high school. So I just thought like, okay, if I was good enough then, obviously I've achieved way more through college now to where they would see me as an asset to their program. But God shut that door and that's okay. And I feel like that was done for a reason. I'm actually thankful that I didn't get in because the things that I was taught by getting out there and working is like very important and really shaped who I am now, I feel like. So boom, I was really sad about that. I was upset about that for a long time because it took me a while to even make up my mind on if I did want to go back to school in the first place, because school can just be a lot on your pockets and your mental. So yeah, I actually haven't found a school that I feel like fits me for my master's yet. So that's still something that's in progress. And I just want y'all to know, like, when you see me posting about my goals or the things I'm getting done, don't think on the back end it's not still stuff I have to get done. Like, I still need to get a car. I have roommates. Like, I'm not in a space where it's just me. Like, there's still stuff I need to get done. It's just I'm grateful for where I'm at and I'm learning to appreciate the small wins. Well, they're really not small. I'm learning to appreciate my wins. Let's say that, because let's not diminish them. But even when I graduated, y'all, it wasn't like a sigh of relief. Like, obviously, I was grateful, but I was just so anxious because I was like, bro, I do not want to be one of those people that get a degree and don't do anything with it. So, like, on my graduation day, like, I was happy, but at the same time, you can even see it in my face when I was walking across the stage. Literally, one of my teachers was sitting behind me and she was like, smile, Miss Ivory. I literally wasn't smiling or nothing. Like, I knew shit was finna get real. So, fast forward, I graduated in December. I didn't get a real job until August. Y'all, I was so down bad. I worked at Zaxby's for a little bit. And nothing against fast food, but like I have a whole degree. Why am I working at Zaxby's? But I ain't gonna lie, y'all, that's like a pretty cool job. Like if you watching this and you in school, try to get on his Zaxby's because it's really not overly strict, but it's not I don't know. Anywho, long story short, they were paying me $8.50 an hour. But I didn't like the fact that because I was one of the responsible ones or one of the ones that they knew had went to school, they always would try to like call on me and have me come in even when I wasn't on the schedule. So I knew that was not gonna work for me. I was like, oh hell no. Then on top of that, like I live in a small town, y'all, and I'm just gonna be 100% real right now. It's embarrassing to get your degree and then somebody see you working at fast food. Like, no shade. I'm like, I really hope I don't be seeing my classmates and shit because like it's not embarrassing because money is money, but at the same time, it's just like, damn, people be asking me, like, what are you doing here? Like, why are you working here? And it's like, how do you say, like, I can't find shit? Like, really, like, that's how I was feeling. I was feeling kind of embarrassed about the whole situation. But let's move forward to when I actually got somewhere that I was going to be for a while. Okay, in between this time, let me also add, y'all, these books. Is that my hair or a book? Lock in. Around this time, let me also add, I was like having breakdowns. Like I'm gonna be 100% honest because I did not understand my relationship with God anymore. My relationship with God went through a big strain after my graduation. I don't know if it was just because I had so much time to think or if like I was seeing so much content that had me like shifting. And don't get me wrong, I love God. I still have faith in God and I also have faith in Jesus, but I've come to the conclusion that I'm more spiritual than religious, and that's okay. I was driving myself crazy because when you grow up Baptist Christian, it's like this is the way or hell. Like there's literally no in between. When they're at the altar trying to talk you into coming up for salvation, it's like, oh, either you come up here or you don't know if it's your last day on this earth. This could be your last time. You can die in a car wreck on the way home. Like it's very like fear tactic ish. And I really like started to dislike that because I was like, dang, like is this who God really is? Like, who is God? Like, do God really love me? And it just was heartbreaking because my mama even like would tell me stories about when I was 5 years old in church, like crying to worship music and just feeling the spirit. So like I was like, dang God, why am I getting grown? And now it's like I don't get you. Like I don't understand what's going on. But like I can't say thank God for my girlfriend because she prayed for me and she was there for me. And she didn't make me feel like something was wrong with me because I had questions or because certain things I didn't understand anymore. She just was there with me and was telling me to pray and have faith and keep trying and keep pushing for that relationship I had with God, regardless of how it looked. So now I can say it does look a little different. Like, I don't want to say I treat God like a friend, but this journal, y'all, I just pray. I pray. I pray. I write down my prayers. I write down my affirmations. I write down what I know that I am through Jesus Christ. I write down what I know that God, I don't even know how to explain it. God made promises to us in the Bible, and sometimes when we're going through things or we're messing up, we tend to forget those promises. And I think that's kind of what my problem was. I was trying to have this identity through Christ that I saw on social media or I saw other people have, when in reality, it's a specific path He made specifically for Jade. And it's like, now that I'm more aligned with that path, I'm so much happier. But anywho, I had to include that, y'all, because the spiritual warfare was real. Like, I really feel like the devil was trying to like convince me that I was a failure and that I went to school for the wrong thing and that nobody needed something like this around here. I was gonna have to leave and this and that. And don't get me wrong, I still do want to leave Louisiana just simply because of the fact, in order to get paid what you truly deserve, you have to get it out of Louisiana. No shade. Like, I love my state to death, I do, but I won't be here forever. But anywho, back to the employment situation thing. My friend actually put me on at a medical facility she worked at. They needed receptionists. I was only making $9 an hour, y'all. But the thing about it was, I was peeping that people were getting hired after me and doing less than me, but getting paid more than me. So, like, I was grateful to God for the opportunity, but I also kind of felt played with because I was like, hold on, like, am I being used? Like, and whole time I low key was, but at the same time, it's like, I was just grateful that I had something that was consistent income and I was able to save my money up. So we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into that actually. Okay, so boom, I'm working at this medical facility as a receptionist, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was not a fan of my coworkers. Like, growing up, you just look at it like, okay, once I get to working, the people that are older than me are gonna be like mentors. They're gonna be like professional. They're gonna talk a certain way. They're not gonna be this, and that. And like, my experience was the complete opposite. I did experience, I feel like, some racism. I did run into some people that were just rude, just straight up rude. And I'm not one of them people that take well with disrespect. So like, it was weighing on me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, my girlfriend, many a nights just heard rants and heard cussing and heard this. And don't get me wrong, I was praying to God about it too. But like, when I really started praying, like praying, I would say like February, March time. I'm talking about like real, like anytime my girlfriend not around, like I'm in the bathroom weeping, I'm crying, I'm praying, like, because I don't know, I kind of felt like I was not trying to overly put my emotions on her, but at the same time I was stressed out, y'all, because I was just like, sorry y'all, I'm trying to get these bugs away from me and they're really harassing me right now. But anywho, I was just like, I cannot do this no more. Like, I'm gonna end up crashing out on somebody because you already have to deal with patients that are rude, calls that are rude. That's overwhelming. Referrals, this, that. Like, it was just too much on one person. And every time I tried to express to the person that was supposed to be above me that it was too much, she would tell me, "Oh, I'm gonna get you some help." Then she would never give me help. Or I would talk to her about how I was feeling, and she would just be like, "Well, tune it out and do this and do that." And it's like, I'm a human being. Like, I can only tune out stuff so much. Like, I needed help. And then when I did get some help, the rudeness of my coworkers ran my help away. So it was just like, I just gotta be real. Like, I'm talking all sweet and shit, but I was like, I'm tired of this bullshit. Like, I dead ass was like, fed the fuck up. I was like, I need to find something that is for Jade, not something where I can make money. Something that's for Jade. So I get on Indeed. I start applying like crazy. Like, I might as well apply to be a pastor. When I tell y'all I was applying for everything, everything. Like, I was gonna be a manager at Burger King. I was gonna be a pastor. I was gonna be a church counselor. I was gonna be I was gonna be everything, but I finally ran into the job that I have now, y'all, which is being an ABA therapist with kids that have autism. And like, I'm so grateful because that fits me so well. I have so much patience with children. I don't really want to do the whole punishing thing. I would rather reinforce positive behavior than overly focus on the negative, because if we being real, we all do negative things in life. But it's the fact of us seeing the reward when we do the right thing that keeps us going. So I just feel like this is a very like fitting job for my personality, and like, it just makes me so happy and overjoyed. And obviously I'm getting much more money than what I was getting before. So it's just like I low-key feel like God took me through that so he could grow my humility, grow my patience, and then show me the overflow. Like he's showing me how good it can really get. And I'm just so grateful to him because like stuff is better than I really imagined. Like, oh, and I skipped a part, y'all. Like in January, I got my place or whatever, and that was hard as well because half of the time when I was telling people, some people were happy for me, but some people were like, "Why? Like your job only pays this much. Are you gonna be able to keep up with your bills and this, and that?" And one thing I would say, y'all, about being post grad and just life in general, do not let other people's limiting beliefs about you and what you can do throw you off from what you know that you want to do. Because if I would have let the naysayers and oh, you gonna have roommates and oh, you gonna have this, you might as well just go to school and stay on the campus and da da da. I needed my own space. I needed my own space to get rid of the brain fog, to get rid of that too comfortable feeling I was going through. Like just to start fresh. Like it's okay to start fresh. And people make you feel like, oh, as long as you have a safety net or oh, as long as you have your parent, why would you want to do that? But it's nothing wrong with just saying, I'm getting older. I need privacy. I need to be grown. Like I pushed myself out there because I knew I needed to be grown. And ever since I did that first step, God has been constantly providing overflow. I can tell you, I could probably count on one hand how many times I've grocery shopped since I've been there. People just bless me. People just do things for me simply because of the fact like they know I try to be a blessing to others. And the same thing with my business. Stuff got very slow. Like very slow. Like I'm being so real right now. Like when I was in school, I didn't have to worry about if I was gonna get sales because I was doing pop-up shops, this, that. It was constantly opportunities for me to put myself out there. But obviously after you graduate, it's a little different. If you're like I mean, I'm sure they still would let me come back and do things, but it's just a different thing when you're working and you can't catch this and you can't do this opportunity. It was just a lot. And I was kind of down on myself because for a while, y'all, your girl got broke. And one thing about Jade, I don't play broke. When I was at my kindergarten graduation and they said, say what you want to be, I said, when I grow up, I want to be rich, and I meant that. And even when I got inducted to Earl Lister Code in college, they were like, "Sell one fun fact about yourself." I was like, "I'm always gonna find a way to make money," and that's real because like I don't care if I gotta pick up a comb, I don't care if I gotta cut somebody's grass, I don't care. Like I'm gonna always find a way to get my money up because I don't play that broke stuff. So like when my money was starting to get low, I was like, oh, heck no. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm thankful for the opportunity to work at the hospital because it did teach me a lot. Like I worked there from August up until literally this April. So it was gonna make a whole year. But I was like, no, God, like I'm getting too comfortable. Like I got this degree for a reason. I know you put this fire in me to help people for a reason. And now I'm getting to help kids. And it's like that just makes me so happy because like children are literally our future. Like, yes, I'm gonna have some moments where I'm sure they will get on my nerves. Yes, I'm gonna have some moments where I'm gonna have to regroup and be like, okay, this is a kid. But at the same time, it's so much more fulfilling for me to know that this is what I'm about to be doing. So yeah, y'all. I don't know. I think that's the whole story of post grad life and how it's been. And I'm just so grateful for the discipline and the humility that I have now. And I think without going through what I went through in the depression and the crying and the sad nights and the feeling lonely, I definitely wouldn't be the person I am today. So I hope y'all enjoyed this and I hope that it was somewhat encouraging for y'all and helped y'all to understand like the pain and the low moments are temporary, but with God, all things are possible. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe.
I wanna build this love and everything